A credit card is either one of the most useful financial tools you own, or one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. Same product. Different user. The difference is not income. It is understanding 2 or 3 rules that nobody explains when they hand you the card. In the next 8 minutes, I'll cover how they actually work, how rewards make money, and the traps that cost people thousands. Quick note. This is general education, not financial advice. Terms vary by card and issuer, so always read your own agreement. Start with the mechanics. A credit card is a short-term loan you take, over and over, usually without realizing it. Every month has a billing cycle. Purchases pile up, then a statement closes, and you get a due date a few weeks later. That window between the statement closing and the due date is the grace period. And it is the single most important concept on this list. If you pay the full statement balance by the due date, you generally pay 0 interest. You borrowed money for weeks, for free. But carry a balance, and on most cards the grace period disappears. New purchases can start accruing interest immediately, from the day you buy. That is the whole trap. People think they are paying interest on the old balance. They are often paying it on everything. Which brings up a detail that confuses almost everyone. Statement balance versus current balance. To avoid interest, you pay the statement balance in full. Not the minimum, and not necessarily the current balance. The minimum payment is designed to keep you in debt. Paying only the minimum on a large balance can take a decade and cost more than the original purchase. Now the cost. APR, annual percentage rate. On credit cards, this is usually far higher than any other consumer loan. And card interest typically compounds daily. That means interest starts earning interest quickly. Most cards have several APRs. One for purchases, a different one for cash advances, and a penalty rate if you miss payments. Cash advances deserve a warning. They often have no grace period at all, a higher rate, and a fee. Interest starts the moment you withdraw. So if paying in full means the bank earns no interest from you, how do rewards cards make money? Merchants pay a fee on every card transaction. That interchange fee funds a large part of the rewards you earn. The rest comes from annual fees and, mostly, from the large number of cardholders who do carry balances and pay interest. Understanding this tells you the only way rewards actually work in your favor. You have to be in the group that never pays interest. 2% cash back is worthless if you are paying 20+% interest. You are not earning rewards. You are buying them at a terrible price. There are 3 broad flavors: flat cash back, category bonuses, and travel points. Flat cash back gives the same rate on everything. Boring, predictable, and hard to mess up. Good default for most people. Category cards pay more on groceries, gas, or dining, sometimes on rotating quarters you have to activate. More value, more effort. Travel points can be worth the most per point, but only if you actually use them well. Unredeemed points are just numbers on a screen. On annual fees, the math is simple. Add up what you realistically earn in use. If it does not clearly beat the fee is winning. Now, how cards affect your credit score, because this is where they do long-term good or harm. Payment history is the largest factor. One 30-day late payment can hurt your score meaningfully and stay on your report for years. So a practical move. Set autopay for at least the minimum, then pay the full statement manually. That way a busy month never becomes a late payment. Second factor, utilization. That is your balance divided by your limit. Lower is better, and a common guideline is under 30%. Important nuance. Utilization is usually reported once a month, when your statement closes. It is a snapshot, not an average. So if you use a card heavily, paying it down before the statement closes can lower reported utilization, even if you always paid in full anyway. And be careful closing old cards. It can shorten your average account age and cut your total available credit, pushing utilization up. If you already have card debt, one tool worth understanding: the balance transfer. You move a balance to a card offering 0% for a promotional period, usually paying a transfer fee of a few percent. Used correctly, this can save real money. But it is a deadline, not a solution. If the balance survives the promo period, the regular rate takes over. And the real risk is behavioral. People clear a card, then run it up again, and now they have two balances instead of one. Let's finish with the mistakes that cost the most. 1. Chasing rewards while carrying a balance. The interest always outruns the rewards. Always. 2. Paying the minimum by default. It feels responsible. It is the most expensive habit on this list. 3. Using cash advances. High rate, no grace period, upfront fee. Almost always the wrong tool. 4. Opening cards you do not need for a sign-up bonus, then forgetting the annual fee that renews every year. 5. Never checking your statement. Subscription creep and fraudulent charges both hide in the middle of a long list. 6. Treating the credit limit as a budget. Your limit reflects what the bank will lend, not what you can afford. 3 things you can do this week. 1. Check whether you are carrying a balance. If you are, that interest rate is the highest guaranteed return available to you by paying it off. 2. Set up autopay for at least the minimum on every card. This protects your credit score from a single forgetful month. 3. Read one full statement line by line. Most people find at least one subscription they forgot they were paying. Used properly, a credit card is a free short-term loan that pays you a small rebate and builds your credit. Used carelessly, it is the most expensive money you will ever borrow. Last reminder. General education, not financial advice. Card terms vary, so read your own agreement and talk to a professional for your situation. If this helped, subscribe. Plain English money explanations, no sales pitch. Thanks for watching. 3 things you can do this week. 1. Check whether you are carrying a balance. If you are, that interest rate is the highest guaranteed return available to you by paying it off. 2. Set up autopay for at least the minimum on every card. This protects your credit score from a single forgetful month. 3. Read one full statement line by line. Most people find at least one subscription they forgot they were paying. Used properly, a credit card is a free short-term loan that pays you a small rebate and builds your credit. Used carelessly, it is the most expensive money you will ever borrow. Last reminder. General education, not financial advice. Card terms vary, so read your own agreement and talk to a professional for your situation. If this helped, subscribe. Plain English money explanations, no sales pitch. Thanks for watching.